Are you feeling overwhelmed by the chaos of everyday life? Do you find yourself constantly searching for peace? It's time to embark on a journey of self-reflection to discover your true self and live a better life. Some simple self-reflection exercises will lead you to find your peace and unlock personal growth like never before. But more importantly, you need to know what is self-reflection really about. Once you understand self-reflection and how relevant it is, you can use it for your own benefit. What is self-reflection? Self-reflection is a powerful tool that allows you to look within yourself. But why should you do that? Because when you know more about yourself, you understand your emotions, thoughts, and behaviors the right way. Once you begin to understand them and realize how they work, you make constructive changes in your life. Such changes affect not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. However, there's a mistake many people make when considering self-reflection exercises. It is not only about taking the time to pause, reflect, and connect with your inner self. It is not only about finding clarity, peace, and purpose. Of course, these are important aspects, but many are misled by the term self in the phrase self-reflection. When they read or hear that, they think it is all about the resources they can find within themselves. Self-reflection has a lot to do with the many gifts you are able to realize and attain from the world around you, including people you love, but also people you don't even know. Nature is also a great giver of meaning for understanding your own being, as you have been created to fulfill the same purpose attributed to the whole universe. Your experiences are also gifts you can add to your toolbox to develop a healthier understanding and appreciation of yourself. Finally, the practice of spirituality provides you with a powerful and mystical connection with the divine. That absolutely shapes your self-reflection practice. We will take some time in the following videos of this series to speak in more detail about these gifts you can receive daily in your life and how to use them to your benefit. The most important thing now is to teach you how to start your journey through self-reflection. First, find a quiet space where you can be alone with your thoughts. It might be hard for you to find this quiet space, depending on the place you live in or the people you currently live with. It will always be challenging to find a place to be alone if you are surrounded by a tumultuous atmosphere. One good option is to go to temples or religious centers and ask to use their space for self-reflection. Many churches, for instance, allow people to spend a considerable amount of time in solitude and quiet to pray or simply to think about life. Second, quiet your mind. This step is perhaps the most difficult one in the whole process of self-reflection. We usually do not know how to quiet the storm within our minds. You may have already noticed that silence can become, sometimes, annoying. We are always eager to find peace, calm, and quiet, but when we find ourselves in a place without noise from the outside, we start hearing the noise from the inside. And many times, we simply don't like it. We don't like what we hear because we tend to think negatively of ourselves, so the noise we hear is mostly about accusation, condemnation, judgment, bad choices, and mistakes. Yes, you have made wrong choices in the past. And yes, you have been dealing with their consequences, but trust this, you are not all mistakes. You are not all errors. Together with the entire universe, you have a purpose. Your life is much more valuable than you think. Believe this because this is the truth. You have to learn how to calm the raging seas that usually want to disturb your peace. Once you find a quiet place to think about yourself, take a few deep breaths, close your eyes, focus on your inner being, and find the good things inside of you. They are there. You may not be able to find them at the moment, but they are there. Ask yourself important questions about your values, goals, and dreams, and you will realize the many wonderful things in your life. Third, journaling can be a helpful tool for self-reflection. It is always good to be able to revisit your thoughts. Trust me, during your journey to find peace through self-reflection, you will have many insights. You will find out many good things about you. You will realize you have been doing much more good than you think. But you will forget these things over time. Because these insights are helpful and precise, you need to remember them. Write down your thoughts, feelings, and experiences to gain insight into your inner world. Record your experiences in a journal as much as possible. Take notes of your interactions with other people. Write down what you have heard from the divine. Identify patterns, triggers, and areas for growth.
Among many wise men who can teach us about self-reflection, Jesus is an interesting option.
By forming his wisdom through Eastern cultures, traditions, and philosophies, Jesus taught his followers to never give up learning about themselves. Jesus considered God to be his Father, but he also said that everyone who allows God to teach them is his children. There are many sages, teachers, and philosophers in human history who can teach us to better understand our own being. But Jesus' teaching stands out for the following aspects that, in his days, were considered an innovation in comparison to other sages. According to Jesus, you won't be able to find peace through self-reflection if you do not examine your own heart. When you examine your heart, you discover your motives. By removing the plank from your own eye before trying to remove the speck from someone else's eye, you are encouraged to consider self-awareness and introspection. Jesus wants us to realize that we should spend more time thinking about ourselves, not giving too much thought to what others are doing, saying, or how are they behaving. We must think about our own actions and words.
Why? Because Jesus' teaching seems to be very practical. You are responsible for the things you have said and done. You cannot change the consequences others will have to face for their behavior. So don't waste your time trying to fix others' mistakes. Invest your time to consider your choices. However, and indeed interestingly, Jesus also teaches about repentance and forgiveness. Although at first such things seem not related to finding peace through self-reflection, the novelty in Jesus' teaching lies in the fact that if you can acknowledge someone else's mistakes with a mindset of seeking forgiveness, you will strive to do better. Many are not attracted by this specific aspect of Jesus' teaching because they refuse to forgive those who wronged them in the past. If you include yourself in this group, you need to understand that forgiveness is not a gift that you give to those who hurt you. On the contrary, forgiveness is a gift that you give to yourself. Once you forgive others, you free yourself from the chains of bitterness and resentment. Think about it. It doesn't even matter if the people who hurt you accept your forgiveness or not. What matters is that you forgave them and are now free. It is no longer your call. You no longer need to take an action. If the other person does not accept your forgiveness, you are still free because you did your part in forgiving. According to Jesus, forgiveness is a source of blessings that will flow into your life from the moment you understand that forgiving is God's desire for your life. If Jesus is correct, we must learn the value of humility. Self-reflection requires humility to recognize our flaws and areas for improvement. That brings us to live a life of integrity and authenticity. Self-reflection involves aligning our actions with our beliefs and values, where our yes is yes and our no is no. This encourages not only honesty and integrity, but also care and respect for others. Self-reflection involves considering how our actions impact others and striving to live in a way that benefits those around us. But one final aspect is very important. Remember that self-reflection is an ongoing practice. Make time for it regularly to check in with yourself, evaluate your progress, and stay aligned with your true self. Embrace the journey to peace and personal growth. Gain insights into the importance of self-reflection as a means of achieving happiness, spiritual development, and living a fulfilling life aligned with your values. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more tips on finding peace and personal growth.